There's nothing Kris Boyd loves more than a Celtic conspiracy. However, this time when Boyd has spoke about the boys, it has left few fans in disbelief. We will go what he has had to say in today's video, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic forward Maeda is attracting growing interest from the English Premier League, with reports linking the Japanese international to a host of clubs ahead of the summer transfer window. Reports say that West Ham United and newly promoted Leeds United are the latest sides said to be monitoring Maeda, joining the likes of Fulham, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Liverpool and Arsenal. The 27-year-old has been the standout player in Scotland this season, leading the line for the Hoops with relentless energy and versatility. Maeda has netted a remarkable 33 goals in 49 appearances across all competitions this campaign. He has frequently shifted across the front line, offering Brendan Rodgers flexibility and a consistent attacking threat regardless of the position. His form has been recognised with several individual awards, winning top goal scorer, Men's Player of the Year and Players' Player of the Year at Celtic's end-of-season awards, shortly before being named PFA Scotland Player of the Year. Despite his current contract running until the summer of 2027, Celtic are understood to be eager to tie Maeda down to an extended deal. Talks are expected to begin following the Scottish Cup final later this month. Speaking recently, Maeda confirmed that discussions will take place in due course, but made clear his immediate focus is on completing a domestic treble. Celtic fans will be hoping the Hoops can fend off interest and secure Maeda's long-term future, particularly with the Japanese forward playing a central role in what could be a historic campaign for Rodgers' side. Maeda's speed, hard work and eye for goal have made him a vital player for Celtic. For the main story, Celtic have won 14 out of the last 15 titles, including 4 in a row. And you wonder if you can even call it a competition now with Rangers. In fact, you can't, and the record suggests so. Those at Ibrox have tried everything from changing manager after manager, including talk of a potential Rangers takeover from the San Francisco 49ers. With Celtic now the champions of Scotland, including Rangers finishing second again, the woes of Barry Ferguson's side are there for all to see. And it was discussed by the Kilmarnock boss, Derek McInnes, and Sky Sports pundit Kris Boyd. With the talk of the 49ers coming in at Rangers, their fans are hoping it stops Celtic's dominance in Scotland. McInnes mentioned how Celtic have been doing their job right because their recruitment has been so much tighter and better, but the former Rangers man also noted how Celtic have got more money as an excuse for the opposition's league failures. McInnes had this to say: "It depends on how much money is available. I still think that Rangers, with the budget that is afforded to the previous managers, should still be winning cups. Maybe Celtic are doing their job right because they have got a head start, because they have got a bit more money, and because their recruitment has been so much tighter and better. It's difficult to maybe win a league, but Rangers have to try and find a way to compete. They need to use whatever money wisely." I don't think that has been the case over the last few seasons. Normally, the club that spends the most money wins the league. And I think if Rangers are going to come in with the extra investment and get a bit closer to Celtic, then money is going to be a big part of it. But spending it wisely is the bigger part, McInnes concluded. Some pundits think that money is the only reason behind Celtic's success and how the champions can spend a record amount on Arnie Engels and their rivals can't. But, as crazy as it is, Boyd seems to be the one who is the voice of reason, as he rightly threw McInnes' money argument out of the window. Just like Celtic did by selling Matt O'Reilly for big money in the summer, they used that money to then invest in the squad. Rinse, repeat, and rinse, repeat. Boyd responded with this: "Derek makes an interesting point there. Everybody focuses on Celtic and Rangers, the two teams, but Rangers have had the upper hand in that fixture this season in terms of the league. But Rangers' problems have been against the rest. Rangers should be beating the rest of the teams. There is no getting away with it. People go on about Celtic's spending power. Celtic have spent the money that other clubs have given them to buy their players. Badrami has come in here for 3.5 million. The recruitment has been really, really bad, but they have spent money." In other news, Pat Bonner says Brendan Rodgers now knows he can count on Viljami Sinisalo after the young goalkeeper's recent run in the team. Sinisalo started 6 games in a row while Kasper Schmeichel was out with an injury. The Finnish keeper did well during that spell and helped Celtic keep up their strong league and cup form. Before Schmeichel's injury, Sinisalo hadn't played much and fans didn't know what to expect from him. but he looked calm and confident in goals, handling pressure well and making key saves when needed. Bonner, a former Celtic keeper himself, said this was a big positive for Brendan Rodgers. Arguably, Sinisalo was unfairly dropped against Hibernian on Saturday. However, it shows the level of competition between Schmeichel and Sinisalo that, despite his recent performances, he was dropped for the Danish number one. Rodgers said, "Just on that goalkeeping situation, at least we now know that Sinisalo can actually do the job when he comes into the team. That injury to Schmeichel allowed that to happen. Before that, we didn't see him really, and we didn't know how he was going to do. That's a bonus from a negative. He is only a kid from a goalkeeping perspective, but he looks the part, and we see what happens next year," he concluded. Rodgers confirmed after the Hibs game that Sinisalo will start again against Aberdeen on Wednesday, while Schmeichel will return for Saturday's match against Hearts. However, the Irishman did not say who would play in the Scottish Cup final. That means the number one spot could still be up for grabs. Sinisalo has done his job well so far, and Rodgers now knows he has another good option if needed. Whether he gets the nod for the final remains to be seen, but the young keeper has certainly made his mark. Lastly, Celtic icon Lubo Moravcik has backed Celtic-linked David Strelec to break the 20-goal mark if he joins the Hoops this summer, with Moravcik a huge fan of the Slovan Bratislava forward. Having watched Strelec battle through injuries this season, Moravcik believes the 24-year-old is ready for the step up to the Hoops, a move he himself made in 1998, becoming a fan favourite. Strelec previously featured against Celtic earlier this season in the Champions League during a 5-1 win for the Hoops at Celtic Park, having scored an impressive number of goals for Slovan despite injuries, including 2 in the Champions League. He said, "There are many stories about David and clubs are looking at him. He has scored 18 goals this season and he was out injured for 2 or 3 months. Right now, I have no idea where he will end up, but if he does go to Celtic, I think it would be a good move for the club and the player. David has the capabilities to score goals for Celtic. He knows his way to goal for sure. He'd score a minimum 20 goals for Celtic in a season. He's a quality striker and has a presence. He shows that every week in Slovakia. He also shows it for his country, and he played very well against England in the Euros last summer," Moravcik concluded. With Strelec and Matthias Kvistgarden consistently linked with a move to Celtic, it appears that the pair are among those who will be closely monitored ahead of the summer transfer window. Whether Celtic will look to sign a striker remains to be seen, but Michael Stewart has backed Brendan Rodgers to spend big on a new forward, questioning Adam Ida's killer instinct in front of goal. Moravcik's backing of Strelec will be enough for a number of supporters to want Celtic to sign him. Having played alongside the likes of Henrik Larsson, Kris Sutton and John Hartson, Lubo knows the level of forward it takes to lead the Hoops line week in, week out. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you have liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.